Alright people, welcome back everyone to another live stream from my side. We have the 2nd of January 2024, about 1 PM. It's a Friday, which means that we've made it through the week. And the reason why I'm online already at this time is that the semester has already ended, and because of that we got a few extra holidays, and yeah, I was able to stay at home today, which I did enjoy, and of course I used this time to stream with you guys. A380, guten Mittag auch an dich. Yes, and the reason why I'm streaming in English today is because I just felt like doing it. I always had that little thought of streaming in English, and I wanted to try this out today. Try out and see how it goes. Which is why we're doing this in English today. Right, so we are parked at Memmingen right now with the 737-800 here. Niner Hotel Quebec Alpha Alpha. Stand number 1 at Memmingen. Maxle, schön, dass du da bist. Guten Tag. Oh, sorry. Need to change the music here real quick. There you go. And we will do a little sector over to Rome. This is a real-world flight, real-world Ryanair flight. As you might know, Ryanair has a little base here in Memmingen. Memmingen to the west of Munich, a little town, about 60k people, I believe. And we have company traffic actually parked over here at the second apron here. I don't know if this... Okay, well, according to the markings on the ground, it should fit a 737, but it doesn't seem like it. If this guy taxis out later, he will probably smash his wing into the hangar, but well, that's not our beer. We are parked in front of the main hall right there. I think it used to be an aircraft hangar, but it has been changed pretty much to the terminal building. Yeah, this is why it has this unique look to it. Right, tower is online. I asked him how long he will stay online for, and he said long. Interesting. Right, we can use some ATC, of course, as always. Let's jump into the cockpit. As you can see, everything is cold and dark, and we will quickly change that by switching on the battery, the ground power. There you go. Get some power to the aircraft. Electric hydraulic pumps, a voice recorder, and of course IRSs, like so. We will enter the EFB, request the data from SimBrief. I will quickly check whether Volanta runs properly. Yes, it does. Just need to add the flight plan to it. There you go. Is that airport payroll? No, it is not. It's included into the world. Why is the reverser open? It's included into the world update Germany, I believe. Yeah, just like Stuttgart. It's the same story with Stuttgart. It's pretty much payware quality, more or less, but it's also included into some sort of world update. Right, why are the reversers open? Let's close them. This shouldn't happen. There you go. Config warning, looks good. Transponder standby 2000. There you go. Do some... Oh, sorry, wrong direction. Do some little testing down here. The squibs. Great, great. Turn on the panel light. It is dark outside, even though it is a real world time. Yeah, well, due to the weather, of course, thick clouds are covering the south of Germany right now. Right, what else? This looks good. Landing gear lever is down with 6 green lights. This looks good. Before we continue setting up the cockpit, we will have a quick look into what we are planning on doing today. Now, Ryanair flight FR9026 from Memmingen to Rome. Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee is our call sign on VATSIM today. In fact, this plane started its journey as just like we do from stand number 1 here in Memmingen. I don't know which runway is in use. If it's runway 06, we don't need to backtrack at all, but if it is runway 24, we will definitely do a little backtracking action here. It is great because I can improve my English skills. Yes, that is definitely correct. Also, one of the reasons why I'm doing the stream in English today is because I feel like in English class, you know, I have my A-level exams coming up in summer, and I do have English A-levels as well, but I feel like we're focusing too much on writing. Well, of course we do need to focus on writing, because I will write my exams, I won't speak my exams. But because of that, of course, this actual speaking, we won't do that as often as I would like it to do, which is why I'll have to do that in my free time. Fritzi, was geht, was geht? A380, I wish you all the best. Have a good day. Thank you for tuning anyways. Right, we have a little flight plan. We can import that into here. Oh, it has already imported. Okay. Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee is our call sign. Memmingen to Rome. Cosnex 19 on the 2nd of February. 0 fuel weight 59.3. Quite heavy for this sector. About an hour and 9 minutes of flight time. Takeoff weight's gonna be 66.4 approximately. Flight level, cruising level filed is level 350. 10 minutes of contingency fuel. Alternate's gonna be Bologna to the north of Rome. About, I would say, 45 minutes flight time to the north of Rome. A final reserve 1.1 tons, 30 minutes. Minimum takeoff fuel is gonna be 6,600 kilos with an extra of 10 minutes. That adds up with the taxi fuel to a block fuel of 7,279 kilos, which is why we're gonna fuel up the aircraft with 7.4 tons of fuel. Speaking of fuel, we can of course call the fuel truck, request refueling. Then we can already get everything on the way. There's a little Cessna parked behind. You have to speak your exam of you. Was? Fritzi, was laberst du? Was laberst du? If I write some grammar or something else, please correct me. What you mean by that? If you do mistakes or what? Grammar mistakes. Okay, yeah, of course, can do that. Not a problem. Right, the fuel truck is on its way. It has in fact arrived already, which is why we continue with the cockpit setup. Yaw damper can come on. Nav transfer display switches normal and auto. Right, what else? Crossfeed we can test. There it goes, few pumps can remain off in fact. This looks good, those switches are guarded. Emergency exit lights, tent button. Can put on the fasten seatbelt sign. Window heat can come on, probe heat remains off as well as the anti-ice. Cockpit voice recorder. Green light, voice recorder switches on. Check the temperatures, above 20 degrees. Well, about 18 degrees in the cabin. It's still warm enough, don't need the APU. Trim air is on, recirculation fans auto. Packs can come to auto. APU bleed remains off, flight level 350. I think I need to reload the flight plan into SimBrief. Yes, there you go. I was wondering why it prompts me to set the fuel load in the FMC. It usually does that itself. But of course not if the flight plan is not loaded. There you go. Three, 5-0 land alt, I don't know. We'll figure that out later in the air. Steady. Logo light can come on, it's quite dark outside. Right. Setting plan fuel. Still only have 3.8 tons on board. But the pipe is indeed connected to the aircraft. Okay, just do that myself real quick here. Payload, no. Fuel, there it is. What did we say? 7.2? We'll round that up to 7.4. Yes, indeed. 7,400 kilos, put that in. 1,185 gallons of fuel. Bill? $3,034. Okay, quite expensive, isn't it? Right, he disconnects. Now we can start the boarding process. Where is it? Request boarding, there you go. Don't need to board the crew. This looks good. Flight recorder can test the overhead annunciation. It doesn't illuminate, but it does now. Great. EEC is on, switch is guarded, crew oxygen looks good. Those are in nav, alignment is almost finished. Right, we're done on the overhead. Can turn some lights on here, like so. Test these annunciator lights. We could test the cockpit Christmas tree here. Looks good. Do the same on the first officer site. Reset the fuel flow. Auto brake to RTO. Cancel the master caution. Set that to hectopascals. What else? Initial climb might be, don't know, 5,000. Can set 5.1. Flight director is master as my site. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I hope the music is not too loud. I hope all of those different volumes match. Okay. Enter IRS position, of course. We are at Echo Delta Juliet Alpha. Next page. Gonna grab the left GPS coordinates, plug them in, and we will clear this out and request a flight plan via ACARS. Select the route. We don't need to set the payload because it is doing it by itself. Lovely. 177 passengers, a bit of cargo. About 1800 kilos of cargo, I believe. The bags are loading, the passenger bus is coming, which it usually, well, the terminal is right there, so it doesn't make any sense. But I don't have an GSX profile installed. So, yeah, this is fine. You can just imagine that this terminal is inoperative and the bus is coming from back there. Right, let's see. Route uplink is ready. Can load that in. In the meantime, we can grab some weather. Memmingen EDJA 118855.
Position level 60, wind 240 degrees 12 knots, visibility 10 kilometers, light rain clouds, scattered 900 feet, overcast 6,100 feet, temperature 6, 2.5 QNH 1033 Memmingen information Foxtrot.
Information Foxtrot 1033.
Memmingen information Foxtrot. Met report time 1120 Zulu. Expect ILS approach runway 24, runway VIN use 24. Transition level 60. Wind 240 degrees 12 knots.
Straight the runway.
0 kilometers, light rain clouds. Scattered 900 feet.
Okay, wind's blowing straight down the runway. 240 12 knots. Runway news is 24, which is that end there, so we'll need to backtrack. Yeah. Okay, what else? Kempten. Do we have SIDs for this airport? I'm not too sure. SID. Departure. SID? Yes, we have. Kempten. Well, it's gonna be Kempten 4 Alpha departure, presumably. Grab some airport charts, parking stands. We are parked right there, apron 1. We will probably taxi via November, enter liner backtrack runway 24, and we will do full length. Okay. This should match. Can select our departure, runway 24, Kempton 4 Alpha. Activate that. Turn on terrain. Then we can continue with performance, and we can request the performance in it. Load. Execute. Flight level is gonna be 350. I have to correct that. The rest should match. Zero fuel at 59.3 tons. 59.3, that matches, and it should match with the aircraft 59.3, but I don't know what he's doing there. Seems like he re-enters all that information. Alright, the second bus is coming. We should be halfway through the boarding process, maybe even a bit further. N1 limit. Right, let's see. Performance. Performance tool. Let's do the landing dispatch real quick. Flaps 30. Oh, sorry. Import. Why can't we import that? Oh, runway. 16 left. There you go. Okay, that works. Landing en route. No, sorry, takeoff, of course. We'll have to take off first before we land. Runway 24. Runway is wet. We have some rain. Takeoff flap optimum. Rating optimum. NTIs will be on. Engine NTIs will be on. Because we have freezing conditions. 6 degrees, and rain means freezing conditions. Import those weights. Sorry, CG maybe as well. The latest weather. Calculate. Acceleration height. No, that is incorrect. Let me quickly fix that. FS action. No. Where is it? I wanna change the default acceleration heights and all that stuff. There we have it. Should be 1,000 feet. There we have it. Recalculate. There we go. 1,000 feet. Flaps 5. Takeoff with 45 degrees assumed temperature. 138, 143, 147. We can pretty much accept that. Flap 5, yeah. Looks good. 45 degrees it was. Yes. Gives us 92.1. Yeah, that matches. Perfect. Take off flap 5. 138, 143, 147. Perfect. Can fire up the APU in the meantime. And we can request some clearance. Refueling is complete. We can actually turn on all those pumps. Center tank is empty. Looks good. FMC, Lex page. Boarding is complete. Alright, let's do a little briefing. We have already done the taxi briefing. Just need to do the departure briefing. Pretty simple. We expect the Kempton 4 Alpha departure, chart 10-3, effective 4th of November. Transition altitude 5,000 feet. RNAV 1 or RNP 1 or a RNP equivalent. GPS required. DME IRU not authorized. Contact Munich radar immediately. Well, it's not online. SIDS are also noise abatement procedures. Strict adherence within the limits of aircraft performance is mandatory. Not to be used during activity of NLFS, whatever that means. I have no idea. But anyways, we have 250 knots below 100 ORS by ATC, which is not applicable within airspace Charlie. IFR profiles within airspace class Echo. Watch out for Viva traffic unknown to ATC. We had some Viva traffic here. I don't know where he has gone. Initial climb clearance flight level 70. Set 71. Okay, and V2. Can set that on the MCP as well. 147 knots. Runway heading 237 degrees. That is set. Can test the oxygen. Completely forgot about that. Anyways. Our departure will lead us straight ahead. Juliet Alpha 242, a left turn 244, a left turn again to Kempton. We can in fact set Kempton 108.4. And we can set the localizer for runway 24 in case we would need that. India Alpha Mike Whiskey 110.1. Two through 7 on the course. And for the departure, we plan to intercept it on a course of 119er. Wrong direction. It'll be faster this way. There we go. Perfect. Alright then. We're pretty much set. Caution, mountainous terrain south of Kempton. Caution, intensive glide activities to be expected. Alright, alright, alright. Looks good. But I can't remember which information was current, so we'll have to listen to that one more time.
Information Foxtrot.
Information Foxtrot. Alright. Let's go to tower and request clearance. But before we do that, we're gonna read the pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is tested at 100%. Navigation, transfer and display switches are in normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode select auto. Flight instruments with heading of 046 degrees. Altimeter 1033, reading 2080 feet. That matches. Parking brake is set. Engine start levers cut off. Pre-flight checklist complete. Alright then. Oh, I need to reassign my push to talk button. There you go. Memmingen Tower, good afternoon. Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, position 1, information Foxtrot requesting clearance to Rome.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, you are clear to Rome via Kempton for Alpha departure, flight plan route, climb biasnet, flight level 70, squawk 1000.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee is clear to Rome Fiumicino, Kempton for Alpha departure, initially 70 with a squawk 1000.
Ryanair 4 Uniform Yankee, read back correct and information Golf correct.
We'll have a look at Golf.
All stations, new information Golf is out, Green H 103.
Out.
1032 now?
Memmingen Information Foxtrot. Met
Still
report
says
time
Foxtrot.
1120 Zulu. Expect ILS approach runway 24 runways in use 24. Transition level 60. Wind 240 degrees 12 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers light rain clouds. Scattered 900 feet. Overcast 6,100 feet.
APU is available
Temperature
now.
2.5 QNH 1033 Memmingen Information Foxtrot. Out.
Okay, it still says Foxtrot, but the controllers are Golf and 1032, so we'll have that set. I will now go ahead and disconnect everything on the ground, remove the chocks and all of that. Don't need that anymore. Master caution, probably because of the dual bleed. Yes, indeed. Can cancel that. Alright then, let's read through the B4 star checklist. Flight deck door is indeed closed and locked. Fuel 7.4 with the pumps on. Passenger signs on. Windows are locked. MCP V2147, runway heading 237 degrees, initially 70. Takeoff speeds V1138, VR143, V2147, which is set on the MCP. CDO pre-flight is completed. The rudder and aileron trim is free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is completed, down to the anti-collision light. In that case, I will go ahead and reset the position so that all of those vehicles despawn and we won't have to taxi through them. Alright. Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee requesting startup. Hello? Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee requesting startup.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, Answer.
Approved, 5 Uniform Yankee. Alright then, anti-collision light can come on before start is complete, and we will go ahead and start the engines. Packs can come off. Few pumps are on indeed. Select the igniter.
Memmingen EDJA,
I usually
Ryanair 3 Papa Golf,
move the switch to either left or right, because it default it is in both, and that's not always realistic, so for now I choose the left igniter. Actually, it doesn't matter, but for the realism.
Sorry, disregard.
That goes to alt off as well. And 2 is spooling up.
Information goals is correct. You are clear to Gran Canaria via umgelenkt von Alpha Departure. Flight plan route, flight path at flight level 70, squawk 1000. Get to Gran Canaria via umtext 1 Alpha Departure, flight plan route, flight level 70, squawk 1000, Ryanair 3 Papa Golf.
It should be the 80 knots bug, and it was set to 100 knots for whatever reason. ERF plus 20 bug, rising runway PFD in the blah blah blah, what else? Looks good. Anyways, number 2 has started and is stabilized. Can go at start number 1. Start valve is open. Let's have a look at the frame counter real quick. 44 FPS, yeah, not too bad. Okay, the outside camera is way more demanding for the graphics card than the inside is, interestingly. Fuel is in. Rotation is increasing.
Romeo is on downwind, requesting another touch and go. Oscar, Romeo, wind is 230, taking 16 knots, runway 24, cleared for touch and go. After touch and go, join high fixated runway 24.
There's a guy in the pattern.
Runway 24, after touch and go, join traffic circuit, runway 24, Oscar Romeo.
Click. Right, engine 1 stabilized. After start items. Probe heat can come on. Packs auto. Installation of auto. Engine NTIs can come on. Recall, systems page, flaps 5. Let's watch the flaps extend. Green light, flight controls, left, right, neutral, aft, forward, neutral, neutral, rudder left and right and neutral. Nice. The B4 taxi checklist. Generators on, probe heat is on, NTIs, engine NTIs on. Isolation valve, auto. Engine start switch is continuous. Recall is checked. Auto brake RTO. Flaps 5 with green light. Engine start device idle D10. Flight controls have been checked. The ground equipment is clear. I just need to review our trim setting. 5.67 units. Can set that now. About like so. Great. Let's switch back to the charts. Pinned, airport, parking stands. Alright. Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee requesting taxi.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, taxi to holding point 24 by November.
Via November, holding point 24, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee. Brakes released. Advance of throttles. Takeoff config looks good. Gain some speed before we can turn. We can now also turn on the taxi internal flights. I delayed that a bit just not to blind the personnel on the ground, of course, because those lights are very bright indeed. Let me have a look to the right, whether there is traffic coming or not. No, that looks good. Everything clear. And we will turn left onto November. And then we will just taxi November all the way to the end and hold short of the runway.
Ryanair 3 Papa Golf request order. Ryanair 3 Papa Golf, startup is approved. Startup approved, 3 Papa Golf.
There is a guy on the go. Abeam the runway, the before takeoff checklist. Flaps 5 with green light. Stabilizer trim 5.76 units exactly, of course, is set before takeoff checklist complete.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, crossing runway 24 is approved.
Clear to cross 24, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee. Okay, looks like we will continue on the other side here. Actually, I didn't expect that. Let's turn on some strobe and wing lights to increase our visibility. Ooh, and I should probably stay in the middle. But the guy is on the go, left and right seems to be clear.
Continue taxi, Ryder Hotel data, after that left on Papa to hot point, runway 24, Echo.
Okay, we will continue with a left turn onto Papa, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee. Those taxiways are pretty small, pretty narrow. Not easy to taxi here. They seem to be just big enough for a 737. Yeah, as you can see right there. Okay, I need to oversteer more to stay off the grass there. I have to taxi the 737 like a heavy aircraft on those narrow taxiways. Well, it looks like Echo. Papa and then Echo. Delta. Ah, interesting.
Oscar, Oscar Romeo on downwind, request another passenger.
Oscar, Oscar, Romeo, 2 degrees 16 knots, runway 2,
I nearly smashed into those markings there. I don't know what is that? What are those? What are those? What are they for? What is their purpose? Anyways. Let's just not taxi too fast. Okay, Echo's approaching. Right there. Auto throttle early enough.
Ryanair 3 Papa Golf, request taxi. Ryanair 3 Papa Golf, taxi to holding point, runway 24 by November. Taxi holding point, runway 24 by November.
Florian, hi. Oh, no, not cross that line. Goddamn, that's already a holding point. Completely missed that. Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee is ready for departure.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, advise, are you able for takeoff by section Echo, or do you need backstack runway 24?
We'll require full length Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, Roger, traffic information start, traffic by wind 40 on fine runway 24 for traffic is set.
We'll look for the traffic Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee. Traffic is inside.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, behind mentioned traffic, backtrack runway 24, behind is approved.
Behind the mentioned traffic, line up and backtrack runway 24 Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee behind. Okay, messed up the call a bit. I forgot about the second behind. Right, let me just take a sip here from my water. Strobe lights already on. I didn't turn them off after we crossed. Let's get going then. TARA, lovely. Remember to oversteer. This is too narrow. Traffic is airborne. Final looks clear. We will turn right here.
Ryanair Papa Golf, crossing runway 24 is approved. Crossing runway 24 is approved, Ryanair Papa Golf.
All the way to the end. And we will then turn around. We don't have a turn pedal or something similar. But those 45 meters runway width should be plenty, should be enough for us to turn.
Tower, good evening, Speedboy 516. This information good on board and the one requesting IFR clearance to Chicago was filed.
There's the blast pad already.
516 Memmingen Tower, allow information, was is correct, but I didn't okay, disregard.
Oh no. The
Tower, my
turning
bad,
radius
just
of this
filed
aircraft is
flight plan.
still as bad as it used to be. Or it was getting in fact.
Speedbird 516, are you
Yeah, this is how you turn an
Where
aircraft.
did you copy to your comment?
But I managed to remain inside of the runway.
By flying break, Ryanair 5, Uniform Yankee, wind 230 degrees 16 knots, runway 2, so clear for takeoff.
We're clear for takeoff on 24 Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee. Clear for takeoff, lights on, checklists are complete. Let's go ahead and set some thrust.
Information got is correct. You are clear to Amsterdam by Lufthansa 5.
Light forward pressure.
Flight license, flight level 70. Squawk 1000.
Stabilize, set takeoff thrust.
Good to Amsterdam, flight is local 5 Alpha, flight level 70, squawk code 1000 fever, 5.
Thrust is set, the indications are normal.
Oscar Romeo on downwind 1.
Checked. Release the forward pressure.
Have the traffic inside, Oscar Romeo.
V1.
Join final runway 24, Oscar Romeo.
Positive recline.
Gear up. Not above 20 degrees. Back onto the flight director. Airline is engaged. Bug up. Flaps 1. Retract the flaps on schedule.
Airline F5 unit from Yankee Monitor, Uniform 122, destinate, safe flight, bye bye.
Over to Unicom, Ryanair 5, Uniform Yankee, bye bye.
Oscar, Romeo, then 230.
Flaps up.
Go up, touch approach and touch for caution wind stability.
Clear for touch and go, runway 24.
Standard pressure is set, passing level 4-3 for level 7-0. Set to 20 for the turn. One, 2.2.8. Turn off those lights. Perfect. This was a successful departure from Memmingen. Even though I still think that those taxiways were indeed maybe too narrow for the 737. And of course we can set higher. Level change please. Flight level 110 is set and 1 MCP speed. We'll fly the first 2 turns here manually. NTIs is still on. Can sit higher again. (210) set. Passing 10. Oh no, wrong lights. The wing lights. I meant to turn off the wing lights. VNAV speed. Command, lovely. Autopilot is in control of the aircraft now and we can configure it according to the after takeoff procedure. Landing gear goes to off. Auto rig off. This remains on. Have a look at the pressurization panel at the reverse L right here. Cabin altitude is increasing as we can see right here. It's slightly climbing. Diff pressure is is also increasing accordingly, and we have some traffic here and a big lag. Oh my god. There we are. Align the heading back. Pressurization mode selector is on auto, flight altitude looks good, APU bleed is off, engine bleeds on. Those packs look good, recirculation fans, temperatures in the cabin. Supply duct. Right, seems to be fine. We're now turning towards the south. And we can read the after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on, packs in auto, landing gear is up and off, the flaps are up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. "42 knots from behind at flight level 150. This is plenty. Quite a lot of wind. This looks nice indeed. Guys, look at this. The MSFS can look nice indeed. Not gonna lie. Approaching the altitude. Let's dial that up again. 350, there you go, 350 is set. Align the heading bug, as always, the usual stuff to do. Now, Xebix, let's have a look at our fuel prediction. Required fuel at that waypoint. Xebix, 6.1. We have 6.3 there. Looks good. Even have a little more fuel than required, which is of course always a good thing to have. Three departures even. There is the company traffic. This is us. And we're now heading down to Rome. Not much going on VATSIM at this time. But we have Khartoum Center online. This should be Sudan, I believe. South Sudan, yes. Sudan and South Sudan. Interesting. But not one single guy in his airspace. Unfortunately, well, Africa is not as popular on VATSIM, of course, as Europe or North America. As we are on Unicom right now, we could potentially continue the video we started watching last stream about Pascal and his departure from, what was it, Tampa? I believe it was Tampa. I believe it was Tampa. Tampa in Florida. Videos, yes, there it is. Alright then, let's continue. At the holding point already. Just copy the link. and put that into the description. There you go. Alright then, let's get going.
So after all checklists were completed, the cabin gave us the cabin okay, that means cabin ready, basically. We can take off now. Contact the tower, and we were on our way leaving Tampa on runway 19 right.
Why are those screens blurred? It looks like they have been blurred afterwards, but why? Now they are, as you see, here they are blurred in the next scene. There you go, they are not anymore.
And we'll be landing at runway 08.
Music, I'll have to dial down the volume. Copyright as always. Now it's blurred again. But why? Flying into the sun. It does indeed look really nice. And they are flying the 200, as you can see the engine warning display, the engine indication is different. We have the N1 indication up here, just like we have here in the 7.3 or in the A320 with the CFM motors. If they had the Trent 700 engines on the -300 variant, they would have the EPR pressure at their as their primary gauge.
Routing on that day, pretty straightforward as often coming from Florida. We started out left down here in Tampa. From Tampa onwards all the way up to the east coast of North America, passing Boston and first of all Washington, then Philly, then New York, then up to Boston, and from Boston onwards to Halifax, and then later down here where St. John's is and stuff, the waypoint Nixo. That's the waypoint which after we enter the NUT HLA airspace, and that is basically the North Atlantic airspace, and we need a clearance for that. So once we got the clearance, we were able to enter Gander Oceanic FIR, and from Gander we went into Shenwick. That is the most remainder of the flight. Basically it took us around 4 hours I think or something to cross the whole Atlantic, 4 to 5 hours, and then overhead to Shannon UIR, overhead to Shannon, overhead to London, and from London down to Belgium, and then Germany, coming in between Frankfurt Hahn and Cologne to Frankfurt. And that is basically the routing of that whole flight.
Yeah, pretty simple, isn't it? Nice
We
views.
didn't arrive during rush hour on that day, so our arrival looked a bit non-standard, you can say. But what do I mean by non-standard? So normally you come in over here over IMCOM, and from IMCOM you basically join the arrival, the star, IMCOM 1 Alpha, all the way along those waypoints, all the way up here if there's a lot of traffic. That up here barely happens. So, but non-standard, what do I mean with that? So basically we came from around up here somewhere, and then we were cleared direct Delta Fox 0403, and that is right here. How did I say tree right now? It's like a tree. 3. And then we joined the downwind, and Frankfurt often does that. If there's not much traffic, it spares us around 10 minutes of flight time if we really shorten it that way. And then at Delta Fox 410 we turned right into the direction of the final track, so the ILS. If we look at the ILS here, basically we came from up here then. Oops, I have to turn the pen on. So basically we came from up here then, and we joined at around Delta Fox 622 here. You have to be 4,000 feet or above, that means the line below the number. And then we joined the ILS all the way down to Frankfurt Airport. The ILS on that day was nothing special. It's just a regular ILS, 25 left here. We've got a minimum of Cut 1 DME is 570 right here. And we've got the missed approach stated right here. And we've got some other information as well, which is the PAPI. It's stated on the left side. It's not a VATSIM, it's a PAPI because it's got it in one row. Then we've got the 4,000 meter, 45 meters wide, and the designator again. And we've got the lighting system on the runway. And if you fly localizer, you've got the heights you need for it and the identifier right here. And that is basically an ILS. We flew it on that day, 25 left. I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna let you enjoy this ILS approach on my way 25 left on a beautiful, bit cloudy, bit sunny day in Frankfurt. It was around 11 o'clock. Yeah, enjoy this landing now.
Music. Fox Mike VOA. Interestingly, you can actually see that when on approach. Didn't know that. And I always forget that this airport is pretty much surrounded entirely by deep forest. This looks so nice. Check. We can release the passengers by now. Turn down some of the lights. Great. Big blast pad right here.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
The Airbus that is shouting at you. This seems to be the end. Nice video as always. I really enjoy his videos. A link to it is in the description below. Go ahead and check him out. And we managed to climb up to our cruise level, flight level 350. We can discuss whether... Oh no, actually no, we shouldn't do that. Top of descent is actually already approaching. So what we should do now is take a look at the weather in Rome. It says verbal at 2 knots, CAF OK, temperature is 16, the dew point 3. QNH 1026, can already pre-select that here. 1026, and enter that on the descent forecast page. That's the wrong prompt, right there's the correct one. What we can also do is we can request some descent winds. Right, so which runway are we gonna be landing on? Probably 16 left. Arrival, there it is, arrival airport. 10-9. Okay, now this is the Rome Fiumicino Airport as seen from above. We have two parallel runways here, 16 left and right. Usually in use for landing is 16 left and for departure 25. This is right here, this runway. As the wind is variable and the preferred landing direction is 16 and the preferred landing runway is 16 left, we will be planning the ILS for 16 left. Once we vacate, we will continue down Delta and all the way to Echo Golf initially. But we can also have a look at the real world flight and just check where they actually parked. Yes, they also landed 16 left and they parked right here, position, what is that, 321. Okay, easy to memorize, easy to keep in mind. Easy to remember. We will then continue, this is Echo Golf right here, we will continue second left pretty much. What is that? November Golf and then Golf to stand number 321. There it is. Alright. Sounds like a plan. Approach. ILS. Well, it's gonna be ILS X-ray, isn't it? ILS. Oh, maybe the ILS Whiskey or the X-ray. This is a different misapproach. Climber 159 to reach 7.6 at 2000, then turn right onto heading 185, join radio 159, Oscar Sierra Tango to 19 dB, Oscar Sierra Tango and hold. And here we have a different misapproach with a left turn out. I don't know. Arrival. Let's first have a look at the arrival. It states retap 3 Bravo. Retap 3 Alpha. But this would work as well. With this transition-y thing here. This would work. What else? 3 Alpha. Where's the 3 Bravo? Retap 3 Bravo. This would also work. Now let's go for the 3 Alpha. Can load the wind. Select our arrival. Let's go for the ILS Whiskey. And retap 3 Alpha. Approach via... there it is. What's that? Exama. Execute. Wind is loaded, perfect. Plan. Let's see what it looks like. Retap Ravux, Likbu, Isalu, Vakap, Romeo Fox 442, 443, 444, 446, 447, 8, Exama. And then, did I pin this chart? Yes, I did. Approach. And then via Exama right there, Airbus to Uxeru, and then on to final approach. Yes, looks good. We will probably be able to do a little shortcut here, but the arrival keeps us high. VACAP at flight level 90, Exama at 4000 or above. Is that a hard restriction? No, it's not. It says 6000 or above. So we can in fact be at 6000 there. At VACAP. VACAP? Yes, it is VACAP. What does this little 2 there mean? 2? Only for direct routing to Exama. Okay. No, we're not gonna fly direct to Exama. Oh, or do we? Yes, we do. Let's do 5000 feet then. Then we'll proceed over to Exama, max 200 knots. At VACAP we have 220, let's do 210 or below as a little compromise here, like so. And then we plan to fly from VACAP direct to Exama. And then we will proceed on the ILS X-ray, 16 left, chart 11-1. We will come from Exama. What does this 2 mean there? No idea. Pilots cleared for ILS approach procedure from Exama, Subok are required to strictly comply with level constraints, Airbus Marvin, at 3000 feet steady due to parallel approach operations. Alright then. Parallel ILS approaches. The localizer is called India Fox Lima Lima 108.1. Do we have to start our descent already? No, we don't. Still have 40 miles to run, okay. India Fox Lima Lima 108.1, set at both sides. Ostia VR is what we can tune as well, 114.9. Final approach courses, 159 degrees. Set once. Set twice. Lovely. Alright, what else? Descent gradient not below 5%, 300 feet per nautical mile. Okay, Airbus at 3000. Is that hard altitude inserted? Yes it is, lovely. Then we have this little 3 right there. But I can't find it. Oh, there it is. 159 degrees. 2500 feet for 3.3 nautical miles. Alright. Oxeru. And then 7.8. Fox Lima 16 left. 3 degrees glide down to our minimums of 214 feet. Set both sides. Due to mirrors of solar power station, pilots may expect occasional sunbeams reflected upwards. Interesting, okay. Even such information is depicted on those charts. What it is important, of course, that the pilots are prepared for this. For some sudden sunlight reflections coming right up. Interesting. Okay, everything should be set by now except for the airport elevation, 14 feet. This can remain 0. And yes, we can of course turn off the anti-ice. It's obviously not required at this altitude. No clouds, sunny weather, fantastic view. Looks absolutely gorgeous. By ATC only, DME required, Ostia is tuned. Let's have a quick look again at our arrival. Hectopascals, condition level by ATC, airport elevation 14 feet. Retap max to 50, below 150 and 190. Is inserted. Ravux, Likbu max to 30, Isalo max to 20. This looks fine. And then we have VACAP. After which we will do our little shortcut. Waypoint distance only for RNAV system without RNAV holding functionality. Okay. Only for direct routing to Exama, yes. We verified that. Okay, looks good. Looks fantastic. There's the Ciampino airport. The smaller secondary airport of Rome. I in fact have already been to Rome twice in my life. It is a nice city, it is worth a visit. But I must also admit that it is quite dirty there. There is a lot of trash laying around in the streets, not everywhere, but in some streets the trash is definitely present. And the air quality is pretty poor. If you also live in large cities, this might not be new to you, but to some people the air quality is noticeably poorer. This might be because all of the people there drive with their little scooters. Yeah, the traffic there is crazy. The traffic in Rome is crazy. Extremely wide roads, 4 lanes, 6 lanes, and a pedestrian crossing without any traffic lights. Just a normal pedestrian crossing. It is crazy. But the people there are used to it and it seems to work. Right, top of descent is coming up. We can set... what can we set? 150? That is the lowest restriction there. Yes, 150. 150 is set. And we can calculate our landing performance. We expect to burn another 1.3 tons. That's plenty. Let's make it not 1.3, let's make it a ton. Let's make it 63.4. As we plan to do a shortcut. Landing en route, 16 left, runway is dry, runway length, flap 40, packs on, anti-ice off. 63 point, what did we say? 63 400 or ish. Let's have a look. 63.4, yes. Auto brakes, auto brake 1 probably is sufficient. Current weather 1026, yes. Available landing distance 3,891 meters. We require 2,696. In real life we would have a high intensity runway operation, but there is no traffic on VATSIM. Yeah, it's pretty much empty there. Which is why we can roll out without any stress, any hectic. And we can probably vacate Delta Hotel. Auto brake 1 should be sufficient, and of course we can also revert back to manual braking. Right, great. Service wind there is 240 at 70. Oh no, sorry. 200 at 4 knots. We have a slight crosswind there, 45 degrees about, or approximately. I later have to compare the stream quality, like the picture quality, from this stream with maybe the previous stream, because for today's stream I use a different encoder. I use the NVIDIA AV1 encoder instead of the what is it called, H264. AOM AV1 is what I use. I usually do the basic, the standard H264 encoder. I don't know if you notice any quality difference, any improvements, or Maybe not improvements? We can also read the descent checklist, can't we? What else? Where is it? There is it. Pressurization, landing altitude, 0 feet. Recall is checked. Auto brake 1, landing data VREF. Oh, VREF. We should select the VREF. Like so. Steep descent after a retap, yes. Flaps 30, 146. And burrow minimums 214 feet. Approach briefing is completed. Descent checklist complete. Let's plug 150 in. It's gonna be a steep descent, VNAV path. We can turn on the seatbelt sign, make the passengers return to their seats, as we are getting into Rome. The VOR is still not identified. Ostia 1149. Oh, I should make them active. There we go. There we have it. Ostia has identified both sides. Perfect. Big lake there. We could also make a call on the radio. Rome for Machino traffic, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee inbound to read tab. For the read tab 3 Alpha arrival, ILS 16 left is what we plan to do. In approximately 15 minutes for Machino. Perfect. We'll need to get the speed under control as we have a pretty steep descent coming up. Which is why it might be a good idea to reduce the speed here a tad to be able to to convert that kinetic energy back into that potential energy back into kinetic energy, of course, as to trade the altitude for speed. Speed brakes are in flight detent, sorry. There they are. And as we reduce on the speed, we can also reduce our rate of descent, as we don't have to descend as fast when we are on a lower speed to maintain our 3 degrees descent angle. No airport to be seen, just a big lake and the coastline. Can also stall the speed brake, as the engine's already spooled up to maintain the speed. Seven miles to retap. Check. What can we set next? We can actually already descend to 5,000 feet. 5,000 is set. QNH is 1026, 15,800 feet passing now. Now we can also increase our speed, a maximum of 230. Oh, sorry, we'll have to go back to level change in order to do that properly without any engines booting up. We are now a bit lower about above overhead retap than we should be, but this discrepancy of about 300 feet there is not that big a deal. We can enable the terrain radar on the first officer site. Yeah, the airport is still nowhere inside. I have no idea. Should be there about 2 o'clock maybe? But we're still too far away. And there is no traffic around. The aircraft will now start pitching up as I stowed the speed brake in order to maintain the speed, as we now have less drag, of course. Approaching 10. Lights can come on. Passengers are seated already. Lovely. Let's see whether we can already receive the ILS signal. India Fox Lima Lima, or what was it? India Fox Lima Lima, indeed. Nice. Steep descent after Ligbu. Alright. Lights on. Align the heading back. Zoom in on the ND. Looks good. 220 at Isalu. We can re-enable VNAV. Then we will enter a nice symmetrical base leg and then via Exama airbase onto final. 416 left. At least that's the plan. About 400 feet low, but that's fine. India Fox Lima Lima is identified on both sides. Exama at 4000 or above. 4000 is set. Drag required. Where's the airport? Back there? I can't see it. Around Fiumicino traffic, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, left base, 16 left, 5000 feet, Rome. Stole the speed brake. Can set some fixed rings. I always forget that 16 left. Even though it's standard procedure, as far as I know. 4 miles and 10 miles. Alright. That checks 4000 or above, and then we have airbase at 3000. Flaps 1. Speed intervent, speed 200. Just as per restriction. Next up is 3000 feet overhead airbase. Leandro Moin, very welcome to the stream. I have no idea where you're landing, and I don't dare pronouncing that one. I'm wrong for Fiumicino traffic, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, left hand base to final, 16 left, Rome. Warlock is armed. Oh wait, 64 tons. What did we calculate? 63,400. No, no, no. 6,400 is what we're gonna do. 2,717 meters, flaps 30, VREF additive 5. 147 plus 5 equals 152. Perfect. Then we have platform altitude of 2,500 feet. Can set this now. Warlock capture, a VNAV path, 2,500 feet set. Set the runway heading, 159 degrees. Ah, auf Deutsch heißt es Bamberg. Ah ja, okay, doch, da leuchtet was. Da leuchtet was. Was für da leuchtet was? Da leuchtet was ein auf jeden Fall. Runway is in sight, straight ahead. Rome Fiumicino traffic, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee. 12 mile final, 16 left, Rome. Da ja genau, die Landing Lights, die leuchten auf jeden Fall. Approach checklist, altimeter is 1026, 2,800 feet passing now. Approach checklist complete. We could also read the approach checklist. That would be a logical thing to do before landing. Missed approach, what was that again? 2,000. Glide slope is armed. Back the flap 1 speed. Glide slope should be captured any moment now. Music is now paused. There it is, MCP speed, glide slope capture, flaps 5. Miss approach 2000, match the speeds. Speed brake is armed, perfect. Ja, also kannst du sonst gerne machen, aber ja, ich kann es euch ja nicht verbieten, ne? Englisch wäre natürlich bevorzugt, aber ich kann es euch nicht verbieten. Flaps 5 is extended, speed is set. Around Fiumicino traffic, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, about a 5 mile final, 16 left, Rome. Screenshot. That one is armed. Outer marker. Ah, no. Gear down, flaps 15. Match the speed. Start switch is continuous, speed brake is armed. And flaps 30 for an approach speed. Landing checklist. Engine start switch is continuous. Speed brake is armed. Landing gear is down. Holding on the landing flap. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Flaps 30 with a green light. Landing gate 500 feet, we are stable, continuing and disconnecting. Oh. Why is the aircraft dropping this much? Anyways. Fiumicino traffic, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, short final 16 left, Rome.
Approaching minimums.
Yeah, runway, touchdown zone,
200. Minimums.
landing.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
There we are, speed brake up. Reverse normal. Just let the auto brake do its work. There is no one behind us, we can easily roll out at the, oh, well, let's say vacate at the last high-speed exit there, which will be Delta Hotel. Which is right here, manual braking. Auto brakes disarmed. Cancel the reverse. And we will taxi first left onto Delta. Just as we discussed it earlier. And from Chino traffic, Ryanair 5 Uniform Yankee, 16 left vacated at Delta Hotel, Rome. Perfect, ladies and gentlemen, very welcome to Rome Fiumicino Airport. It was a bit of a floaty landing, but nonetheless pretty smooth. And of course we have plenty of runway here available, about 3,800 meters, so no need to touch down right on the money. Landing light can come off, start switches to off, strobe lights to steady, wing light off, probe heat can come off. Cancel the master caution, auto brake off, flaps are retracting, spoilers are disarmed again. Flight directors can come off, plus 100 feet on the altitudes. Dial that down to 100 knots. There we are, perfect. We can cancel the minimums. And we will turn right there with taxiway Bravo. Is it Bravo? No, it should be Delta. Yeah, Delta. We will continue on Delta. Just as we're doing it right now. Transponder alt off. The aircraft is cleaned up. We indeed don't have an after landing checklist. The Airbus does, but the 737 doesn't. There's departing traffic. Don't take the turn too fast. Terrain can come off. Yoda Wings 319. Nice. Where is he going to? Düsseldorf. Of course it is Düsseldorf. Now, it was stand number 321. We will taxi via November Golf to stand 321. Right there. Let's tell that GSX. Gates. No. Ramp. No. Parking. It must be parking then. 321, there it is. No. Aeroporti di Roma or something like that, I don't know. Left turn here? It should be, I believe. Yes, November Golf, correct. Left turn here. And then left again at the end. To enter via... Sorry, to enter via... Yeah, to enter via Golf, descend 321. We could have entered via Echo Golf as well, but yeah. We could have, but we didn't. It doesn't matter. We can set up the APU. And once we're on stand, we can check what landing rate it was. Actually, I can tell you already. According to Volanta, negative 92 feet a minute. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that. We had a little crosswind there, but I believe we touched down with the upwind wheel first, which is what we're supposed to do in crosswind conditions. We could have, of course, touched down earlier, but there was no need, no urgency to do that, as the runway is really, really long and there are no contaminations on it, so it doesn't matter too much. Landing, sorry, taxi lights, taxi turn-off lights can come off. Left turn here onto stand. Maybe keep rolling? Yeah, no, of course not. This is actually pretty difficult. There we are. Brake is set, APU is available, 2 blue, 1 red, engines are off. Nice. Well, yeah, we're not completely straight, but it will do the job. It will do the job, definitely. Alright then, seatbelts can come off, fuel pumps below 20% N2, anti-collision light can come off, pumps, voice recorder can come on, oscillation with open, APU bleed on. Oh yeah, great. Well, that's it then. We could reset the trim to 4 units. It takes ages if the flaps aren't extended. Turn that off. 2000. Coco Prime, very welcome. Nice to have you here. An hour and 11. Great. Can start the deboarding process then. And as I said, negative 92 feet. I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'll take that every day of the week. Right then, this was it. The first English stream on this channel. I just wanted to try that out and I think it went pretty well. Maybe I will do this more often, but of course the main focus here will be on German streams. But there will be English streams from time to time, I believe. I wish you a nice afternoon, I wish you a nice rest of Friday, and a good weekend of course. Thank you for joining today. If you did like it, leave a like, leave a subscription, and thank you very much again. Later.